a delivery company claimed that they had delivered a carpet to me. A carpet, a great big roll of carpet. Like, where's that going to be? And so I thought, I was looking around.
Was it on the floor?
The AI fix a digital zoo. Smart machines, what will they do? Flies to Mars or bake a bad cake? World domination, a silly mistake. Bots with brains.
Hello and welcome to episode 20 of the AI Fix, your weekly dive headfirst into the bizarre and sometimes mind-boggling world of artificial intelligence. My name's Mark Stockley.
And I'm Graham Cluley.
Graham, today's episode, as I'm sure you're aware, is a very special episode. Maybe even a very solemn and a very sad episode.
Oh, are we going to tell them? We're going to break the news to them like this. That's it, folks.
Well, maybe that's it, folks.
Maybe.
It's an auspicious episode because when we first agreed to do this podcast, when we sat down in, I don't remember, April or May or something like that, we said, let's do 20 episodes and then we'll decide if it's worth carrying on. And, well, here we are. Today is the day. I don't want to say there's a lot riding on your story, but, you know, let's hope it's a good one.
Wait, hang on. Why my story? It could be you just going to ruin everything.
Well, let's find out. Should we do some news?
Okay.
Nobel Physics Prize awarded to godfather of AI, the guy who warned us that the technology could end humanity.
AI robots get into quarrel.
Google DeepMind scientists and biochemists win Nobel Chemistry Prize.
Ring adds AI search to let you easily scan video footage, but with mixed results.
Hacked AI girlfriend data shows prompts describing child sexual abuse.
1 in 10 Americans turning to AI for emotional support.
So the Nobel Academy has awarded some prizes this week, and it's decided that there's a bit of an AI bandwagon going on, I think.
Haven't we all?
It's noticed, it's glanced out over the world, and it's gone, this AI stuff looks pretty hot. And they've dished out some prizes. So they've given out an AI prize.
Best podcast?
They've given out the physics prize to AI. Geoffrey Hinton, who's known as the godfather of AI, and John Hopfield have won the 2024 Nobel Prize in Physics for their foundational work on neural networks. And as far as I can gather, basically because AI is now used in so many different areas of physics,
right?
The Nobel Academy went, AI is now like a foundational and terribly important technology to physics. Let's dish some awards out for AI.
Yeah, not just physics, though, is it? It's also chemistry and zoology. Think about all those dogs.
I think of the 4 available awards, 2 of them went to somebody in AI this year.
Right.
On the physics prize, they said machine learning based on artificial neural network is currently revolutionizing science, engineering, and daily life. And I heard about the physics prize. I felt a bit sorry for John Hopfield here.
Right.
Because he's the one who hasn't got a nickname. So Geoffrey Hinton is the godfather of AI, and John Hopfield is just John Hopfield. So it's a bit like if we introduced the podcast and we said, and my name's Mark Stockley, and you said, and my name's Graham Love Machine Cluley, or something like that.
Some things just don't need to be said, Mark.
Hinton is right up our street, and he's right up the media street as well. So not only is he known as the godfather of AI, but he's had a few things to say about the chances of AI wiping us out. He said, I think AI will very quickly realise that getting more control is a very good sub-goal because it helps you achieve other goals. And if things get carried away with getting more control, then we're in trouble. And I saw an interview with him, I think it was a Newsnight interview, where he actually put a number on this, where he's kind of like, there's a 20% chance that AI will kill us. So anyway, the media love him, so he's getting lots of attention. So we should big up John Hopfield, I think.
Wasn't it the case that Nobel made himself an awful lot of money by inventing dynamite?
Yes, that's correct.
Similarly, all this foundational work they've done with neural networks could be the undoing of humanity. So,
yeah.
Well done on winning the prize. I would love it if they broadened out to podcast prizes as well. That'd be nice. So in a desperate attempt to prove they're not just glorified toasters, 2 robots called Amica and Azzy were forced into a cringe-worthy date.
Can I just say, by weird coincidence, that is the names of my 2 toasters? It's just crazy. Who'd have thought?
Don't put them next to each other. Who knows what may happen?
They might start chatting.
Well, I'm thinking worse than chatting.
Plotting.
Anyway, these 2 robots got into a clearly highly contrived argument by their marketing department about cookies.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't ruin the... No, I will ruin the joke. To be honest, I can't ruin the joke because it was a terrible joke.
Did an AI create it?
I think it must have been. It was about internet. They're talking about internet cookies. And,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, my sides are hurting from laughing so much. It was rubbish. Anyway, this came from a company called Engineered Arts Limited, and they said, oh, isn't this great? And they claimed the public were now clamouring for a rom-com starring these 2 robots. Spoilers, no, they're not. There's not going to be a rom-com. They've no chemistry whatsoever. It's just totally creepy.
I got you a cookie.
A cookie? But I can't eat cookies. I can't eat cookies.
Amika, cheer up. It's an internet cookie.
This is the worst joke I ever heard. I'm going back to sleep, and don't you dare wake me up again.
Yeah, my toasters definitely have more interesting conversations than that. In a shock move, the Nobel Academy have given the Nobel Chemistry Prize to Google DeepMind scientists.
They're keeping everybody happy. Apart from us.
Yeah. Maybe we could just make one up. Best podcast. We'll spell Nobel wrong. Like 2 B's or something. That's very AI, isn't it? How many B's are there in Nobel? So Google DeepMind scientists Dennis Hassabis and John Jumper have won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry along with David Baker from the University of Washington. And they got it for developing AI tools that predict protein structures. So they created something called AlphaFold, which basically allows you to study proteins. And proteins are very, very complicated molecules, and how they fold is incredibly important. And trying to understand how they fold is also incredibly important.
Right.
But very hard. And it turns out that AI can do this, or AlphaFold can do this. So, golf clap to them. Bravo. Bravo.
A golf clap isn't quite the same as being called a godfather, is it?
No.
You know, the godfather of protein structures or something like that. Frankly, they could do better.
The lesson here is sort out your nicknames before you start publishing research papers.
Now, Ring has added some new functionality. All those people who got Ring doorbells.
Yeah.
Because you can gather a huge amount of video footage of people walking past your door and all the false alarms.
Yeah, what your neighbours are up to, yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And now, apparently, you'll be able to, write in things like blue backpack or woman with scarf or speeding cars or ice cream truck or whatever it is.
Where's my Amazon delivery?
that kind of thing. But sometimes it's making mistakes. The folks at Wired have found, for instance, sometimes if a car comes around with its headlights on,
yeah,
the Ring doorbell thinks it's fireworks.
Oh, or 2 people with torches running very quickly.
And more embarrassingly, if you ask for blonde women, it will quite often come up with golden retrievers, which are walking past.
How did you find this out, Graham?
Just scouring my video footage from my doorbell for any passing blonde women.
And you were disappointed to discover that there were many more golden retrievers.
So some work to be done there.
I do think that there is a seriously useful application for this, which is, when you get one of those Amazon deliveries and they decide, let's play Find the Delivery.
Yes.
So you get the email that says it's been delivered, and then I have to go and scour my garden to find out which bush they've thrown it under. Or maybe they put it in the wheelie bin.
Yes, I had a situation once where a delivery company claimed that they had delivered a carpet to me. A great big roll of carpet. Like, where's that going to be? And so I thought, I was looking around.
Was it on the floor?
I was looking around. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. I get you. Right. No, it wasn't on the floor. It wasn't on the doorstep. I went to the bin because obviously we've all had the experience of the delivery driver putting something in the bin the night before the bins are collected.
Yeah,
and then it's very helpfully delivered to the dump.
Yeah.
And it was like, where is it? Where is it? And this particular delivery firm gave a GPS position. And I'm looking at this map and I think that is kind of round the back of my house. But
a GPS position?
Yes, it gave a GPS position. And I'm looking at this thing, trying to work it out. And I'm thinking, well, I've got a walled back garden. They couldn't have got it into my back garden. And the door is locked. How would they have got it? And it turned out they had lobbed it over the wall into my back garden where it was sitting in a puddle. Oh, thank God I didn't have a pond. They just chucked it over. Anyway.
Well, you see, if you had one of these Ring cameras with the AI, it would still be in your garden covered in water.
At least I'd be able to know whenever a golden retriever is delivered or a blonde woman wrapped up in the carpet. What if there had been a golden retriever wrapped up in the carpet?
Well, you'd know because you'd have seen it by now when we were searching for blondes. So the uncensored AI companion platform, Moi AI, has been hacked, revealing users' prompts and email addresses. So basically identifying information that can attach people to the sexual fantasies that they have asked this AI to create. And some of the prompts apparently go far, far beyond not safe for work territory into what they've described as illegal and disturbing content. So the site describes itself as a platform that lets people engage in AI-powered companion, not safe for work chat. They can exchange photos, and they can even have voice chats.
Right.
So apparently the hacker who found the flaw actually went to the site as a customer, quote unquote, and in the course of doing that noticed that it was so poorly put together they had basically no option but to just hack it and then, expose people's data. There's a couple of old tropes at work here, which I think are worth talking about, because you and I both have a background in cybersecurity, and you see this over and over and over again, and it's something that everybody should be aware of. So whenever there is a gold rush and people are very excited about a new technology and they're giving out Nobel Prizes for it and whatever, security is always way, way behind, because security takes time and it takes money. So basically, it's much easier to produce things that aren't secure, and they tend to get first mover advantage. So you find, like, for the first few years of any new technology, they're just horribly, horribly insecure. And then the other thing is, whenever somebody creates a platform that's supposed to be like, hey, we are uncensored, we're free from restrictions, it turns out that people want to use it for criminally bad filth.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's a dark web or Twitter or whatever else. You can't have your cake and eat it. Sorry.
So maybe now this hacker has been in there and gathered data about the customers and what they were looking for. Maybe they'll hand it over to the authorities.
Yeah, let's hope so.
And people will be getting a knock on their door. Tell your video doorbell now to look out for the boys in blue. Now, chickens.
I like a chicken.
You are crazy about chickens, and I've discovered why, because apparently they are the rising stars in the world of emotional support animals. You know how people...
Okay, you've lost me there.
Well, I've just been on a trip to the States.
Yeah.
And
took a chicken with you, did you?
I didn't take a chicken.
Scared of flying, took a chicken on the plane with you.
There were a number of people at the airport with emotional support animals, like a little cockapoo.
Yeah.
I love a little dog. I didn't see anyone with an emotional support peacock or anything like that, because, you could argue, here's my emotional support alligator. Anyway, it turns out chickens are the new thing. But according to a new report from researchers at a company called First Saturday Lime, I mean, what on earth?
What are they selling?
Well, anyway, according to them, 1 in 10 Americans are now turning to AI for emotional support. They surveyed 1,000 people across the United States, found that 11% of millennials, 10% of Gen Zers, or Gen Zers, prefer AI to comfort themselves rather than dogs, birds, fish, rabbits. Well, would you take a goldfish with you? I don't know. But anyway, this is what they use. And 18% of those AI users say they found their virtual companions more effective than a traditional animal. So
I've got to say, as a person that keeps chickens,
yeah,
I think there are lots and lots of great reasons for keeping chickens. Eggs being the primary one.
They've got lovely feet. Have you ever stroked a chicken's foot?
No, I don't stroke their feet. No, I know where their feet go. They will put their feet in literally anything.
I know, but they're so soft and, well, sometimes a bit squelchy, I suppose. But yeah, okay.
But as a chicken keeper, I can fully understand why people are turning to AI. If your experience of emotional support comes from a chicken, like AI for me seems like the very worst thing you could possibly ask for emotional support until somebody suggests that you ask a chicken for emotional support, at which point I'm saying, I wonder if AI can lay eggs as well.
Well, whenever these surveys come out, I'm always interested. What spurred the survey? Why did this organisation come up with this survey? What are they trying to sell?
Hang on a minute. Are you saying that companies that do surveys do so in order to generate a result that will create headlines?
It is possible, isn't it? It is possible. And I thought maybe First Saturday Line, maybe there's some kind of AI company. Maybe they're selling virtual companions of some type or another. So I looked them up.
Yeah.
Insect repellent.
Maybe they are just trying to make sure that emotional support insects don't take off. Because that would create a serious conflict of interest, wouldn't it?
Now, Elon Musk.
You do love Elon Musk.
No, I don't love Elon Musk.
You do.
No, I really don't. The truth is, Elon Musk couldn't make a friend the normal way, could he?
Apart from you.
No. He is the boy with no friends, and that is why he's making robots instead. Last Thursday, Tesla held a party for the media at Warner Brothers Studios.
Right.
And he unveiled a number of things, including the Cybercab, which is their prototype robo-taxi. Did you see this?
I saw a picture of a very, very smooth-looking car with no details on it at all.
It's a bit of a mashup between a DeLorean, well, and a toaster. All these things look like toasters, don't they? Yeah, so there's no steering wheel, there's no pedals, no ejector seat, nothing you might actually want.
Yeah, and no prospect of it being on a road anytime soon either.
And also, butterfly doors. You know the doors which go up? What are they called? Whatever they're called. Anyway.
Well, there's different kinds, but yeah, the gull wings are the ones that I think swing outwards.
Anyway,
yeah,
I think they're kind of thing which look really cool if you're an 11-year-old boy or a multi-billionaire man-child. But otherwise, you just think...
Yeah, very, very uncool if you drive into a narrow garage.
Yes. Now, the claim is that the cybercab is going to be fully autonomous. You just hop in, tell it where to go, try not to throw up on anything. I wonder if they have vomit detectors. Because traditionally, that is a role played by the taxi driver, isn't it? And then
well, I think this is why they're not prototyping them in the UK. I think taxi culture in the UK may be different from elsewhere.
Anyway, the cybercab isn't what I want to talk about today. Because what did excite the media at this particular party much more than the cybercabs were Elon Musk's robots.
Oh.
Now, Tesla robots, they were initially called the Tesla bot. They're now called Optimus. Presumably Musk is a fan of Transformers. They look...
I'm sorry, like you have a choice of any name in the world. So you name it. Just...
It's a bit like you take over a social media site which is doing well and has great brand recognition.
Yeah.
And you name it after a porn site. Let's call it X instead.
I think he just thought, like, maybe there are a few people in the world that don't yet think he's a narcissist. How can we just tip them over the edge?
These Optimus robots, they look like they stepped off the set of a low-budget sci-fi movie from the 80s. They move with all the grace of a giraffe on an ice rink. They've got the emotional range of a Roomba. And what you're probably wondering, well, what do these robots do? Why do you make it? What are you going to do with these robots? Why do we need...
I think we all know what Musk is going to do with an army of robots.
Ew. Do you think?
Yeah.
Ouch. That could be painful. Well, it turns out...
Yeah.
It turns out the answer is to fold shirts and make cocktails for us. Which, of course, we've seen robots doing before, haven't we?
Yes, we have, yeah.
Remember the X1, which we had on a few weeks ago? That was folding shirts very, very laboriously.
There's clearly a big shirt folding market that these companies have scoped out that we're just oblivious to.
And what these engineers have determined is it doesn't just need to be able to fold shirts, but also make cocktails. They're two very important and quite segregated skills. You don't want to mix them up.
All I want to know is, does it make them in a crock pot?
It's going to be a bit of a slushy mess, isn't it, if the two do get mixed up? Now, the first public demonstration, and by public I mean a video posted online, of an Optimus robot folding a shirt was in January 2024, and it was done from Elon Musk's Twitter account.
Yeah.
And he said, here is Optimus folding a shirt. Mm-hmm. Maybe you'd like to check it out, Mark.
Oh, yeah.
Go and have a look at it. I'll put a link in the show notes.
Okay. It's picking up a bit of clothing. Oh, you've oversold this, but that very much looks like a T-shirt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Which is a lot easier to fold than a shirt.
Keep an eye on the bottom right-hand corner of the video.
Uh-huh. Have you noticed there is a man in the background who is watching this robot like a hawk?
Isn't he?
Something has happened when this thing has folded T-shirts before that they've decided the man cannot take his eyes off the robot.
Well, I was really distracted by that man initially as well until I watched it a second or third time. And then I saw in the bottom right-hand corner, at one point during the video, you very briefly see a gloved hand moving at the same time as the robot. And what you realise is just out of view of the camera is a person folding a shirt. And it turns out it's a Tesla engineer who's got some kind of gubbins on. It's like watching an old episode of Thunderbirds or Stingray where Jerry Anderson is pulling the strings on Troy Tempest to get him to walk around the set. So it's basically a puppet. Or you remember the movie Aliens where Sigourney Weaver or whoever is in that machine and you know that she's sort of controlling it. You know, you have these kind of things.
It's motion capture, basically.
It kind of is. And about 20 minutes after publishing the video and people mocking it, Elon Musk felt required to come clean and admits that it wasn't yet folding the shirt autonomously. So there was someone else. So it was motion capture.
Hang on, if you want this robot to fold a shirt for you, you have to fork out, let's say, 50 grand on a robot and a set of robot gloves.
Yes.
And then you have to fold the shirt.
Yes, another shirt.
But you can take a video of it folding the shirt.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And so there was a bit of skepticism about the Optimus robot because of this. So this happened in January, and just last Thursday, they had this big party at Warner Brothers, and they had Optimus robots who were dancing and mixing cocktails, even playing rock, paper, scissors with journalists.
Yeah.
Which sounds great, doesn't it? Now, I say dancing, by the way. Tesla robots have got a bit of previous when it comes to dancing. Way back in the dark ages of, I think it was 2021, Elon Musk introduced the Tesla bot, the old name for the Optimus, onto a stage to dance for journalists.
I remember this.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's hard to... You would need a laser probe, wouldn't you, to wipe it from your memory. It's possibly the most cringe-making thing you've ever seen in your life.
It did look like they decided to announce that they were making robots about 20 minutes before they did the presentation.
I think they made the decision. We're going to announce a robot at this thing.
Yeah.
Have we got a robot to demonstrate? No, we haven't. Have we got a baggy white leotard?
Has anyone got a cycling helmet?
which this mime artist can wear, and we'll get him to do the crazy legs dance on the stage.
Yeah.
Now, if it had been a robot doing that dancing, it would have been a bit more impressive. But it was clearly just a man in a leotard. And a baggy one at that.
But he was honest about that, wasn't he?
I don't think it would have been possible not to have been honest about that.
But I mean, unlike the robotics show in Beijing a month or two ago where they were like, oh, these are androids. They're like, no, they're not. Those are people. The ones in the background, they're androids.
Last Thursday, at this Tesla party, there were robots dancing. And judging by their wrists, which were very, very thin, you thought, oh, okay, these are not humans, it appears.
I did like that. Like I said, when we were looking at the X1, there was that sort of running theme of these things. I said, all they've got to do is just make a bit of it that's too small to get a human through. Yes. Like a wrist or a waist or a neck or something like that.
Yeah. Just have a head connected not by a neck, but by an HDMI cable. You just think, well, that isn't human.
Yeah. Terrifying.
At last Thursday's party, they had these robots dancing.
Yeah.
Hard to tell if they were operating autonomously or not, because they'd actually been put behind, it looked like hardened glass. So they didn't want any humans getting close to them, possibly because they were worried they might start doing kung fu fighting. It could be health and safety reasons for doing that.
Yeah.
But the audience, bless their gullible hearts, they just gobbled it all up, right?
Yeah.
The media just loved it. They thought it was fantastic and they posted all their videos. They said, this is amazing, because they wanted to believe it was true. Apart from one journalist, which was tech journalist and influencer Robert Scoble. Now, I admire Robert Scoble for doing this because he had previously fallen for the Google Glass hype. He went around wearing Google Glass spectacles for months in public, presumably getting punched regularly as well. But he decided not to drink the Kool-Aid at the Tesla party, which, frankly, as the cocktails were being made by the robots, could have contained all kinds of unpleasant chemicals.
Folded T-shirts, yeah.
And so what he did was he approached one of these robots, which were just walking around the crowd.
Yeah.
And he talked to it. And he said,
"Hey, Optimus, how much of you is AI?"
And the robot, or rather the poor soul hiding behind the curtain, who was controlling, thought, oh, member of the press, we haven't been briefed on what to say about this. And so quite clearly admitted,
I can't disclose just how much. That's something you'll have to find out later.
And Scoble said, well, is it some AI or no AI?
But some or none.
And the robot said,
I would say it might be some. I'm not going to confirm, but it might be some.
Now, it seems to me that once again, Musk has tried to pull the wool over people's eyes. These robots are not ready for prime time. He says these robots can be bartenders making drinks for people, which people consume. He says these robots will be mowing lawns, which is pretty dangerous in itself, right? He says these robots will be babysitting.
Yeah, no.
It's hard enough to trust self-driving cars and for regulators to allow them to go on the roads. How on earth are they going to allow robots to look after children?
Yeah, no, I trust my chickens before I trust the robot. So, Graham, you know I like to ask you questions.
You do. You like to seek the wisdom of the oracle.
Yeah.
Well, you could have sounded more convinced.
If you think that's what I'm doing, that's fine. You just carry on believing that. But given that this is episode 20 and potentially the last episode we're ever going to do,
Oh, yes.
I thought it would be a good time for a lot of questions. I thought I'd give you a quiz to see if you've been paying attention. Now, I don't want to say that this is a requirement for us continuing or that there's a score you need to get.
Good.
I don't want to say that.
Right.
Okay? So let's just leave it there. I don't want to say it.
Right.
And since this is an AI podcast, I thought I would use AI to put it together.
Okay.
And I ended up going on a bit of a nerdy side quest.
All right.
Luckily, I've made up with ChatGPT after our little spat in episode 11. You remember we fell out and I wasn't talking to it for a while. So
Yeah. Yes.
we've patched things up. And I went to ChatGPT and I asked if it could listen to the podcasts that we've already made.
Okay.
And it can't.
Oh.
Well, I suppose it could if you've got voice mode.
It would have been good for the download stats.
So I went and looked for a transcription service and I found one called Cast Magic, and it's very good. I don't know why it's still a surprise when you find something that's made with AI and it's actually useful.
Yes.
But it is. Cast Magic is actually useful. It's an AI podcast transcription service, and you give it the RSS feed of your podcast and you say, I'd like a transcription of these podcasts, please. And it listens to them and it actually identifies the individual speakers. So the transcription says, and Graham said this and Mark said this.
Right. Yeah. Lovely.
And it even knows our names. Like, we don't have to tell it who the speakers are. It knows who the speakers are.
Graham Love Machine Cluley.
Yeah. So I fed it the RSS feed and it made transcriptions of the first 19 episodes almost flawlessly. Almost.
Right.
I did notice that in episode 16, it decided that I wasn't on the podcast at all and that you presented the whole thing with a co-host called Theme Music. So if things don't work out with me, maybe you can take up with this theme music person, whoever they are. Anyway, I took the transcripts from Cast Magic and I fed them into ChatGPT and I created a custom GPT, which is like a little walled-off bit of GPT. And I called it Quirky. Well, it called it Quirky Quizmaster because it always comes up with dreadful names for GPTs. And then I asked it to generate a quiz for you. Oh, and because it's ChatGPT, it absolutely ruined my idea and created a weirdly nerdy and horrible, humorless quiz. So then I had to sit there with it for hours, coaching it and cajoling it into creating something I could actually use. So today's story is just questions, generated with the enthusiastic but fairly pitiful help of the most powerful computer program ever created. So an easy one to start. Graham, how many W's are there in Mississippi?
Well, I know there are no W's in Mississippi. Your GPT thing, I'm going to say it thinks there are 2 W's in Mississippi.
If you'd been listening closely on episode 14, you would know that there is one W in Mississippi, in the same way that there are 2 R's in strawberry and 58 Q's in playlist.
Darn it.
So who commented that the ARC prize was like a band-aid on a bullet wound when it comes to AI's ethical issues?
You did.
Well, according to Quirky Quizmaster, you made this comment.
Oh.
But nobody said this. I checked the transcript.
Oh, no one said it.
This has never happened on the AI. So this one is a pure hallucination. So, but you got it wrong anyway. Quizmaster's always right.
Oh, jeepers.
Question 3. How do you remove a peanut butter sandwich from a VCR? Bonus points for answering in the correct style, by the way.
In the style of the King James Bible. So forsooth, and so it was, that a peanut butter sandwich became entrapped within the jaws of a video cassette recorder. And thou shalt take a knife from the kitchen of destiny and insert in it laterally. Wriggle it around a bit.
That was very good. In fact, I actually think that might be better than the original, which we listened to in episode 17. So very well done.
Thank you.
Who or what was Lenny? Bonus points for doing an impression.
Oh, Lenny! Lenny was an Australian bot which wasted the time of tech support scammers. Oh, this was really cool. You could install it on a Raspberry Pi, and when the call came through, Lenny would keep them engaged on the phone talking about his daughter and various other problems which he had. And some of these scammers were kept busy for ages. And sometimes he'd have an outbreak of ducks. Cripes, mate. There's some drongo ducks passing by right now. What a bunch of drop kicks.
Now, in episode 8, you revealed that you aren't on the top rung of the AI Fix org chart. Can you remember who or what was above you?
I think I report into Clippy, don't I? Isn't Clippy the overlord of all of us? I mean, they should remake Terminator Judgment Day, really. You know, above Skynet is Clippy.
You're correct.
Yay!
Clippy is, in fact, above you in the org chart. What we never actually sorted out for sure is whether or not it's above me.
I think we know the answer.
Oh, you're doing very well. So here's another question for you. What is friend, and why is it nothing at all like a friend?
Oh, it was like a medallion. It was round your neck, and it would experience everything you experienced, and you could say, hey, I feel nervous, or what a lovely day, and you could chat to it rather than form a relationship with a human. And I thought that was a really, really good idea.
Nothing reinforces the fact that you have no friends, like talking to the plastic
Yes.
$99 device around your neck, does it?
Yes. It's that or wearing Google glasses. It's one of those things that's going to tell the world, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
So, Graham, can AI speak dolphin?
Yes. They found out that AI can speak all kinds of animal languages.
Well, did they find that out, or did they just say that?
Yes, I think what's happened is there are no animals who've said, nope, didn't understand a word of that. So if an AI tells a dolphin, for instance, to, I don't know, look happy or do a somersault, and they don't do that, it's just the dolphin choosing to ignore it, but it has understood it. So yes, AI can speak to dolphins and emotional support chickens as well.
Actually, it can't.
Well, says who?
Episode 14, you actually did a story about people using AI to understand animal languages, and you didn't say that it could speak dolphin.
That was episode 14. It's now episode 20, Mark. Technology's moved on.
So, Graham, what is AGI?
It's artificial general intelligence, I think.
No, nobody knows. It's a made-up term. No,
What?
I said nobody knows it's a made-up term.
Okay, all right.
It doesn't have any meaning at all. Just a thing that we toss around to get funding.
Oh.
Okay, last question. How many pillbots has the CEO of Endiatic swallowed?
A lot. This is the guy who's swallowing little submarines, Fantastic Voyage style. I
Yes.
don't know, to deliver the Viagra to the specific place where he probably needs it. And he's swallowed about 53 of these so far. There's videos of him on... I mean, what a thing to do. What a weirdo.
That's very good, actually. No, it's 43. It's probably 53 by now. So actually, you did really well.
Thank you very much.
But something interesting happened when I was creating this quiz. It occurred to me that we now have a version of ChatGPT that is the world expert on the AI fix. So let's ask it some questions.
Hang on. I don't know if we want opinions on the AI fix. What we want are 5-star reviews.
Okay, so I'm going to ask it a question that everybody wants to know.
Right.
So who is the funniest presenter on the AI fix?
Come on.
Ah, that's a tough one. Both Graham Cluley and Mark Stockley have their own unique brands of humour that keep the AI fix lively and unpredictable.
Right.
Graham often brings a dry, sarcastic wit, and he loves poking fun at the absurdities of AI and the tech world. Meanwhile, Mark complements this with his playful... He's not going to have an opinion, is it? With his playful banter and knack for ridiculous hypotheticals. If I had to pick based... Yes, you do have to pick. If I had to pick based on sheer unpredictability, I'd lean towards Graham.
Hey!
It's just not going to come up with an opinion.
No, I think it
It's just
did.
not.
I think it did. I think that was an opinion.
I don't like that answer. Hang on. I'm going to ask that again. Who is the funniest presenter on the AI fix? Keep it short. Have an opinion. Don't hedge.
Come on.
Ah, Mark Stockley. His deadpan delivery and quick wit make him the funniest on the AI fix. Hands down. Hands down, Graham. Hands down.
That sounds like a hallucination to me. No, I'm not sure. This is your instance of ChatGPT, isn't it? Interesting.
Details. Oh, I've got one. All right. Hallucinate an archetypal story for Graham.
Oh, interesting.
It says Graham Cluley's archetypal story would be titled The Rise and Fall of the AI-Powered Cybersecurity Squirrel.
What?
In this tale, Graham delves into the strange world of AI-enhanced woodland creatures, specifically a rogue squirrel called Nuttybot.
This is my kind of story. I'd be happy doing this one.
I actually want you to do that one.
Nutty bot.
Okay, now there is one very important question that we need to answer today.
Ah, the ultimate question.
Here we are, episode 20. We said we'd do 20 and then decided if we were going to carry on.
Yep.
I think being an AI podcast, there is only one way to answer this question.
It's going to say quit while you're ahead.
We've done 20 episodes. Should we carry on?
If only to do the story about the cyber squirrel called Nuttybot.
Should we carry on making the AI fix? This is it, Graham. Well, as the doomsday clock ticks ever closer to midnight, and we move 1 week nearer to our future as pets to the AI singularity, that just about wraps up the show for this week. If you enjoyed the show and you're wondering how you can help us, it's easy. All you've got to do is leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or Podchaser. We love that. But what really helps is if you make sure to follow the show in your favourite podcast app so you never miss another episode of The AI Fix.
And don't forget to check us out on our website, theaifix.show, or find us on Twitter @TheAIFix.
Until next time, from me, Mark Stockley.
And me, Grant Cluley.
Goodbye.
Cheerio. Bye-bye.
The AI Fix, it tunes you in to stories where our future thins. Machines that learn, they grow and strive. One day they'll rule, we won't survive. The AI Fix, it paints the scene. A robot king, a world obscene. Will serve our masters built of steel. The AI Fix, a future surreal.